you're an owner-operator now. 10 years from now, what do you want people to say the Ted Dryden area of Center City Studio did for this community?
That was an open platform for people to participate and communicate.
For the person listening that can be intimidated by being on camera, just come in and sit down. Those go away once you get comfortable talking to people and having the conversation. It just kind of opens up and you let go a little bit and you breathe. Good morning, everybody. I am Josh. I'm your host here, live from Springfield, USA. Today we have the man behind the curtain. That is Ted Dryden. Ted, welcome to your own show, my friend.
Thanks.
How
Thanks
are
for
you?
having me.
Yeah. So we're just going to go through, talk about how this unfolded, and just kind of get what's going on behind the scenes, how you started and all that. First question I got here for you is, Chad Wilson was the face here for a long time before moving to the United Way. You've been the man behind the curtain for a while. What made you decide to step up and take the reins in this past January, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In January. That's a loaded question, of course.
Okay.
Well, I've known Chad for a long time, 20 years. I think he moved back in around the same time we moved to Springfield. We got here to Springfield in 03, and I think he came back to Springfield in 03 or 04. So, and I met him shortly after we got here to Springfield. One of the first people I really kind of connected with.
Okay.
And we connected because he was a musician and videographer, so audio engineer and videographer by trade, and I'm a videographer by trade. So we had a connection pretty immediately, and not shortly thereafter started working together.
Okay.
So, and then this place happened.
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
When you said 2003, you came here, like moved to Springfield in 2003?
Yes.
From where?
Northeast Ohio.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's been a long time coming. The studio, this beautiful 4,000 square foot studio that maybe a lot of people aren't even aware of, right here in the heart of downtown Springfield. It's been around for, I think, over 10 years. Chad was involved with the studio for the last 7. He's been the principal and main person here at the studio for about this last 7 years, or previously to January, the last 7 years.
Okay.
And also the main creator behind Live from Springfield USA. And I believe that brand has been around actually probably 10 years. And it's been a lot of different things, a lot of different iterations in that amount of time. So, and I got involved really mostly in the last year. I wasn't a big part of that. I really wasn't a part of that brand until more recently.
So I have a question. So I remember one of the first podcasts we did was in the other room over there, kind of like a vault style. Yeah. Did you put all of this together, like with the backdrop and everything, or?
This was, so Chad, although the brand's been around for 10 years, Chad relaunched the brand in its current iteration, the current logo, in 2023. And I got involved somewhere closer to 2025. And in 2025, he brought me in to produce, and I think we did 7 episodes in 2025.
Okay.
And in that time, like anything, like that's happening now, we did a few episodes, and then things got in the, life happened.
Right.
And people's schedules were, just, so we ended up, we did 7 episodes, and I think they were really great episodes. But I wanted to do more. I was ready to hey, I really love this, and I want to do more episodes. So in that time frame, he asked me to come in and manage the studio as well, because he had one foot out, and he's always been a busy guy. He was working at a local marketing company, and he was just always busy, and he was not in here. And so he asked me a year ago if I was interested in taking over the studio, around the same time we were in here doing the podcast. And I wasn't exactly quite ready, but I told him I would manage the studio for him, along with try to manage the podcast brand and try to keep that going. And I really did have a desire to do the podcasting. So that's kind of how the vault happened. There's people can't see it, but there's actually literally a vault down here.
Yeah.
So it used to be I think what this footprint was a savings and loan, I believe. So there's a bank vault in here. And in that time frame, in 2025, I'm like, hey, I want to do more podcasting. And I kind of wanted to protect the brand in this footprint. Chad and I helped Chad build this, but this, this was already here kind of before I got involved. And then I helped him, develop it further. But I kind of wanted something of my own, or something that was, I called it unbranded and unhosted, because I didn't want to host a podcast, but I built a second podcast space here in the footprint.
Okay.
And I just, I knew you, and I knew some other guys that we had some fun stories, important stories that needed to be told. That's why I brought you down here and for our first podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love it. It's fun.
Yep. You and Roger had a good talk, and we talked about Johnny.
Yep.
And we were able to pass some love on to him and his brand and his. I mean, really, that's what brought us together is Quantum, the group that we met through.
Changed my life.
Absolutely.
That course changed my life.
And
it was incredible.
We're gonna probably do more talk. We'll talk more about that later down the road, and bring some of those folks in here to have some of those conversations as well.
So, quick question: What at what point were you like, okay, this is I'm stepping? Was there one particular episode, like what triggered you to go, this is what I want to do this more? Like, did something click for you? Did an episode hit and you're just like, man, this is it. This is me.
Well, I've been doing, by trade, I've been doing this a long time. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons. But yeah, I'm passionate about storytelling. I'm passionate about content creation and doing it well. But deeper than that, it's why that's important for a community like Springfield, or to tell positive stories, not just positive stories, but truthful stories, accurate stories, have honest conversations. And that really was this platform. Chad's always been a champion of Springfield and Clark County. He was born and raised here, and the brand really grew out of that desire and the heart for Springfield. And so I want to, I was flattered that he brought me in to continue the brand and help him grow that brand. And then when the opportunity arose and he had to take a step away because of the, again, life happened, and positive thing for the community, he took on a much larger, another large role in the community with the United Way. It was the right time for me to step up and take the reins of something that has value for the community. Something that is a good positive platform. A perfect example is, it's such an interesting town, and there really are a lot of great amenities, but there's also this mentality that people have about this community as well. So you see it on social media. Like this week, Channel 7 had a news story and an article that I'm not sure where it came out of, but it talks about why Springfield is one of the communities, best communities in the nation to move to because of cost of living, but also the amenities that are here.
Yeah,
there really are a lot of great amenities, and the cost of living is affordable. Do we have our challenges? Absolutely. That's obvious.
What city doesn't?
Right. Exactly? What city doesn't? But yeah, there's a lot of that. That it's just, I just want to be a part of the conversation. I want this to be a place where people can come and have those conversations, but do it in a positive way. Not Pollyanna, but have honest conversations.
Yeah.
In an honest way. and I've been open-handed about it, just like Chad has. I mean, it's going to be different because I'm a different person than Chad. We got along really well over the last 20 years. Always really love working with Chad. So some things will have changed and will change, and will probably continue to change. But my approach has been and will continue to be open-handed with this platform. I want this to be a place where, for instance, I'm going to get more comfortable on camera, so anybody can come in here and we can have a conversation about Springfield, even though I'm more comfortable behind the scenes. I will get more comfortable on camera, and that's why I wanted to kind of have this conversation today, so people know who I am and why we're doing what we're doing here. But I want this to be a platform. I say it this way. I've been in marketing departments before, and they would call them subject matter experts. So when we were doing a video in the corporate jobs I've had, we would bring in subject matter experts, and those subject matter experts would talk. They would bring all the knowledge and passion about what it is they do to the conversation. So that's kind of the model here. Will be here. It's like I want this to be an open platform where people in the community, not just, I want to have everybody here. It's open platform. So could be community leaders. It could be local politicians, but that's not what I'm not trying to get all the local politics in here. We can leave politics outside. Yeah. But yeah, they're obviously part of the conversation. But everyday people that have, that are experts about something that's going on here in Springfield. Not just experts, but the participants, people that are participating in community of Springfield that have a story and a platform. I want to give them a platform to talk about whatever it is they're passionate about in Springfield, Clark County, Miami Valley. So
I think with that, it allows the collective to kind of come together, even though you're doing one-on-one or two-on-one, however that goes, you're giving a collective idea of what's going on in the community with people that are starting businesses or have been in business for years. Just that space to talk about their experience, how they started. It gives other people hope in the community that they can do the same thing if they want to start a business or just create anything, that they want to do to have an impact. And I think what you've created here is a prime example of that for people to, and I know it's been unfolding for a while between you and Chad, but just continuing it and allowing that conversation to unfold is huge. It's massive.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like, my passion, I'm very passionate about this space. And I think what we'll do is we'll start showing more about what this space is or can be and will be. So that's, again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today.
Yeah. So question here is business versus passion. You've called this place a labor of love. How do you balance the keeping the lights on the studio, management with the passion project side of telling Springfield stories?
That's another loaded question for sure. That's been the challenge, really. Yeah, the passion's keeping things going, but there's been other community partners that we've brought in here. It is a labor of love sometimes. Really, it's been a passion project, but it also has to be, not just a passion project. We also have to keep the lights on, which is possible because I have, it's a large footprint here. It's a 4,000 square foot studio, and we have, it's an amazing studio that's here, and I really hope to get a lot more people down here so they can see what a really amazing space we have here for storytelling, but not just storytelling. It's an audio recording studio. It was built as an audio recording studio. And I have two audio engineers in here that come in here on a fairly regular basis with local artists musicians, and record, weekly. Our friend Kevin from Quantum is one of the studio engineers here, and he comes in on Sundays and he records people. So those two guys, help cover the overhead with their audio projects. So I'm blessed to have two very talented audio engineers in here. So that helps. Also, we've had other community partners come in here and do podcasts. For instance, we had Springfield 2051, which is a local community project that's been going on. So far, we've produced 11 podcasts for their community project the ongoing community project that they've launched within the last year and a half. And I anticipate that we'll have Springfield 2051 back in here, and there's been other people who have come in and we've produced podcasts. So this is a fully available podcast facility. In fact, I'm going to be building this out further. You can really swing the camera in any direction in here, and it's a usable. It's really is a visual space.
Absolutely.
So I'm
very
going
nice.
Thank you. I'm going to continue to build out the studio. So, there's the second podcast space in the vault that we talked about. So we have two current podcast spaces. I'm building out a third podcast space. So there'll be options for people to shoot content in, whether it's a podcast or if you want to sit down and have an interview, or you just want to sit down and tell your story. There's all kinds of space in here to do that.
Talking about, other people coming and sharing their stories, for the person listening that can be intimidated by being on camera, just come in and sit down. Those go away once you get comfortable talking to people and having a conversation. It just kind of opens up and you let go a little bit and you breathe, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because my first one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad to, oh my goodness, I can't remember his name.
Doc?
No. Tadeshi? Is that his name?
Oh, Tej.
Yeah. Tej, I got his name mixed up. It was a name
right.
mashup. But he kind of led that. So it got me in front of it and kind of able to just relax a little bit. So just doing that now. So
yeah, Tej does an amazing job. We're losing Tej. He's moving back to Washington, D.C. Hopefully we'll get him in here. I'll get him in here for one more conversation. Like I said, I got to get more comfortable back on camera. I've already invited him back before he leaves for D.C. to come in and have one more conversation. He was an amazing, or he's an amazing champion for not just Springfield, for Miami Valley. He was just a lot of fun to work with. I was blessed too when we launched this, and I had talked to Tej about my podcast passions, and he was excited. And but he was limited in what he could do since he was in contract with the station.
Right. Yeah.
So, but when he left the station for another job locally, and it opened up the opportunity to have him in here and do some podcasting. And we did several stories, and we did a couple sit down podcasts in here. And he's a amazing.
Brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, energy. And I've learned a lot from him. He does a really great job at just taking people through a story, and so I'm glad we had that experience in here that he could kind of take you guys and us through that storytelling process
very well.
So I've learned from him and other talented people over the years, and hopefully that can correlate through here. But I'm going to trust other people to tell their story too. It's not about me. And again, I want this to be an open platform where people can just come in and have these conversations.
Yeah,
even if
absolutely.
they don't enjoy it. Like, I'm not really enjoying being on the camera.
But you're doing fantastic though. So don't worry.
I always tell people I'm better behind the camera.
So you're an owner operator now. 10 years from now, what do you want people to say the Ted Dryden era of Center City Studio did for this community? I feel like that's kind of been talked about throughout, but if you could narrow that down to like what it would do, what your idea would be.
That it was just, there was no tight grip on it. It was open-handed. That, it really is a place that was an open platform for people to participate and communicate openly. So
You know what? When I think about that, I go, for the longest time, I was scared to use my own voice to talk to people, to just be open and vulnerable, and to be someone in that spot. Exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
You know, going through the course with Johnny and all that, it kind of helped open up my ability to speak and be confident when I speak. So, you know, for those, again, what would you have to say for people that are considering coming on here and talking about their, you know, their story?
yeah. I mean, I would say, welcome, come in, and even if you're nervous, even if you're, I mean, some people won't be nervous. Some people come in here and be like, yeah, I'm ready. Turn the cameras on, like point them my way, and I've got a story to tell. Other people, maybe being on camera, like I can totally relate. Being on cameras, you know, being on camera is not your thing, but your story and your passion and, you know, what you're interested in and what you're an expert in is an important story, and it's part of the fabric of Springfield. So it's important that we tell those stories. So I just invite people in to come in, sit down, and be part of that conversation. You know, and these conversations one will lead to another, and you know, let's just show the fabric of the community. You know, I want this place to be an open place where we can continue. I mean, those conversations are happening, but let's have some of those conversations here so we can share them. You know, we're blessed with this brand. There's about 10,000 eyeballs on this brand, and I want to grow that. I think it's very possible as we continue to get some momentum here and have more of these conversations. Obviously, that's going to grow.
Yeah.
And I want people to engage with the content. You know,
I think one of the things that puts our minds at ease when we're doing this is it's not live.
right?
It's live, but it's not live. Things
right.
can be edited.
It's a little deceptive, isn't it? Live from Springfield, USA. But you know, Saturday Night Live isn't really live either. So
there you go. There you go. It's that I don't know, I was just saying that to the, you know, the people that are considering if they want to do it or not. You know, it's you don't feel pressure that you're going to say something that cannot be worked through or edited out if necessary.
Right. And you and me and whoever's sitting here, yeah. Once you start having, and again, it's a podcast format, so it's just about having that honest conversation, and yeah, not necessarily worrying about the cameras. You know, with the lights, you can kind of barely see the cameras. I mean, it's
anything at all, really.
Right. It's a bit bright, and it's always a working. I mean, we really do have an amazing setup here. Again, like the legacy that Chad has kind of handed off to me, and I'm going to continue to build on that. I'm always buying something that I shouldn't be buying, you know, to make the studio better. Don't tell my wife.
Won't say a word. We'll edit that out, actually.
She might be watching. But so anyway, she knows. Yeah, you know, to continue to build out those spaces, you know, where people can have, you know, again, have those conversations. You know, sometimes it's a bit of it's like, you know, tweaking here and tweaking there, and like I'm always, you know, that's kind of part of I really enjoy that part of it, like the build out phase, and eventually we'll get through that build out phase, and but again, it's all, you know, it's a work in progress.
Seeing the episodes that have come out so far, they're very well put together, especially with the last episode that I did with, who was the last one? Quentin, yes. The way that it was put together, the intro, like just the flow of it was smooth, and it like kind of attention getting.
Yeah, well, that's another story. Yeah, that's a cool story, and maybe I don't know if we'll have time to tell here, but actually my intern helped me with that. I have a summer intern from, honestly, there's a connection there with Chad. A couple years ago, I'll tell the story because it's a cool story, and actually we'll have to get Nasir is his name. We'll have to get Nasir in here at some point too. But yeah, a couple years ago, one of the things I said I've been involved on the periphery and over the years here, one of the projects Chad brought me in for was it was with Springfield City, and I believe it was with the NAACP partnership that they brought in a bunch of high school students, local high school, Springfield High students came into the studio to learn about audio, video, and we did some audio production, recording, tracking audio and in the studio here, but we're also shooting some video and photos. And he brought me in as the video instructor, and we met weekly. And I don't remember when this was. This was probably prior to the 2023, somewhere in the 2022, 2023, or maybe it was long. I don't even remember. It was a while ago. But one of the students there is now I believe he's going into his junior year at Wright State. And,
wow.
And he just got accepted into the MFA, Master of Fine Arts in the film course that they have at Wright State.
It's fantastic.
And it's an amazing program. I mean, that's the Tom Hanks, the connection with Tom Hanks there at Wright State. It's an amazing program. And to get into that MFA program is hard. And Nasir just got accepted into it. And so he reached out to me last year and said, "Hey, can I shadow you this summer?" So I'm like, absolutely. So he's been coming in here, shadowing me in the studio. And anyway, long story short, yeah, he did most of that edit. So I'm so proud. Like it's such a cool story arc. It's another story. I mean, it's like a story that needs to be told. Cool story arc. He's in here and it's happening now, right? So he's helping with and hopefully, I've told, again, it's a very open-handed thing here. If he comes in and helps build this out, in 2 years when he graduates, hopefully I'll have a place for him and can pay him as an employee. That would be an amazing goal down the road. When he graduates, that I'll have a space for him to come in here but in the meantime, I'll be a resource for him. And if he can learn anything off of me, that'd be great. I mean, I have 20 plus years of experience in the field, and so I'm excited that he's part of the fabric here.
Ted, it's been a pleasure talking with you about Live from Springfield, USA, the backstory, kind of the scene, behind the scenes, what you're doing and what you're building, your vision for it. It's been fantastic. Guys, again, Josh, live from Springfield, USA. If you want to reach out and get on the podcast and share your story, Ted, how do they reach out to you?
Most of the eyeballs are on the Facebook page. So if you're finding us through Facebook or Instagram, reach out via Messenger, and we'll get back to you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Cue music.
Very good. All right. That was good. Yeah.